So we want to thank everyone for coming to this retreat, letting us live our life purpose. If nobody came, we couldn't do what we're supposed to be, what we've been asked to do. And that's a really big deal.
That is a really big deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sangha is so amazing in this community, and we're welcoming anyone newer to this Sangha. Please feel very welcome to be part of this.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to offer as much as possible. There's some amazing, amazing teachers as part of our Vajra Vidya community and Clear Light community and Full Circle community. There's overlap, and it's so beautiful. And we're so honored to have these very sincere, authentic teachers that are bringing all different points of view. When I was first starting on my journey, which is over 30 years ago now, the more of the trend then was everybody just lived in community. You found a house and everybody lived in it. And it was a way that you could just be on the path and be in constant retreat. And get constantly triggered by your brothers and sisters in the Sangha and be constantly purifying. And, I don't know how we did it, because most of us didn't even have jobs. But we were very committed to being able to just stay on retreat. That's what was important. And, times have changed, and the world is so different. So there's not as much opportunity for us to be on retreat because we have all these other responsibilities to handle. And one of the things we're looking at here is how could we make it so that people can be on retreat as much as possible. And it's really it's my own vision, but it's part of our lineage also. I know Full Circle has also we've talked about that. We've talked about that with Sharon. So we really want to create as much opportunity as possible. Because being part of a Sangha, having teachers, having guidance, being able to connect in with our community really supports, not going astray a little bit. Yeah, so that kind of leads me into, I just want to talk for a few minutes about this lineage, about our root guru, Changu Rinpoche, because this kind of purpose I feel a little bit in my life, and so much of the Tibetan Buddhist lineage when it comes to the Rinpoches and the Tulkus, gurus, is about coming in, being born, being recognized as whatever the Rinpoche you are, and being enthroned, and then living your life in service. And Changu Rinpoche's life was more of a difficult life, because in his lifespan, he was exiled from Tibet, and everything was destroyed. He went to India with nothing, and he had to rebuild the lineage. And one of his deep visions was to rebuild the lineage, to kind of reconstruct Tibetan Buddhism and have the teaching spread to the West, so the tradition wouldn't be lost. There was definitely a conscientiousness that the teachings and the lineage itself might be lost. So that was one of his missions, was to make sure it continued. And it has continued. It's continuing here and in many other parts of the world because of his work. And there's stories of how when they got to India, Tibet had a lot of, it was very pure. There was clean water. There was a lot of things about Tibet that made it a very clean land. And when they went to India, the water's not so clean. A lot of Tibetans got very sick. A lot of them died. So there was a lot of struggle and a lot of challenge. So I want to speak about some of the things that Trungpa Rinpoche did after he was exiled, once he came to India, and once he started moving around the world to reconstruct monasteries and schools. And also I want to mention that Trungpa Rinpoche, I have no idea how he found the time to do this, but he's written over 100 books himself, and most of them have been translated. And he was very well known for making complex teachings available to Western students. If you read his books, they're very relatable. You know, where you read some of the sutras and it's a little confusing. So that was one of his missions, was to come to the West, but not just give sutras, give an interpretation so that students could really understand the lineage. He started giving Buddhist teachings in 1976. And it was around that time he first came to Krishna. You saw him, Sharon, right? When he was at the White Eagle before Vajra Vidya. Yeah. Yeah. And that was at the White Eagle? Yeah. Yeah, so years before this building was built, Trungpa started coming to Crestone. The 16th Karmapa came to Crestone, made a prophecy that this would be a center where the lineage would spread and other spiritual communities would grow as well. So Trungpa Rinpoche decided to build a monastery here, which is his seat pretty much in America. Rinpoche was born in Tibet in 1933. At the age of 5, he was recognized by the 16th Karmapa as the 9th incarnation of the Trungpa Tulku. And from ages 7 to 16, he studied Tibetan literature, the sutras, poetry, astrology. He memorized the ritual texts, and he did 2 preliminary retreats, 2 3-year retreats. He continued studying at 16. From 16 on, he did what's called the 3 vehicles of Buddhism while he was on retreat. And at 23, he received full ordination. So we receive different ordinations at different times. And the more that we study and are recognized for our knowledge and our direct experience, we receive different levels. And he received full ordination where he couldn't, that was as far as he could go at age 23, which is pretty amazing. He left Tibet at 27. He had to flee to India in 1959, and he was brought to the Rumtek Monastery in Sikkim, where Karmapa, the 16th Karmapa, had his seat, and he went and stayed with the Karmapa in that center. Karmapa asked him to preserve the teaching of the Kagyu lineage, the lineage of Marpa, Milarepa, and Gampopa, which was 1,000 years of profound Buddhist teachings in the hopes that it would not be lost. So he was in exile and he continued his studies. For Rinpoches, they have to take exams at a certain point. He took his exams at 35 years old, the Geshe examination before 1,500 monks in the refugee camp in Bengal. And so he was awarded the degree of Geshe La Rampa. And then he started his kind of life mission, was the recovery of the texts from the Tibetan monasteries outside of Tibet. As we were talking about, some of these texts had been hidden. So he went and had people go back onto Tibet and outside Tibet trying to recover the texts that either had been hidden or maybe partially destroyed. He was named abbot of Rumtek Monastery and the Nalanda Institute. He was one of the principal teachers. He trained all the young tulkus. And then he started doing some very remarkable work. He established all the fundamental curriculum at the Karma Kaju lineage taught at Rumtek. He taught with Khenpo Kartar. Khenpo Kartar died in 2020. His stupa is right next to the 16th Karmapa's stupa, up on the mountaintop here in Crestone. He was appointed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama to be the personal tutor for the 17th Karmapa. He constructed the monastery in Sarnath, India, overlooking Deer Park. He also founded the monastery in Bodhanath, Kathmandu, Nepal. And after 1976, he founded a retreat center and a college at Namo Buddha. He also founded a hospital, an orphanage, an additional school for the general education of Tibetan lay children and young monks. He built Tara Abbey in Nova Scotia. He oversaw the construction of this center and also the center in Vancouver, Canada. He also has sanghas in California and in Maine, and actually all over the world. He built a center in Hong Kong. He built Tara Abbey in Kathmandu, strictly for Tibetan nuns. He established a free medical clinic in Nepal. And at his current monastery in Namo Buddha, if you go there, you'll see hundreds of monks, young monks, running around. And of course, these are all monks that are taken into the monastery and live there for free and are educated and taught monastic disciplines. So he has had to fundraise for most of his life, especially after leaving Tibet and coming into India. There was so much destroyed, he had to start from the beginning. And so because of his presence and beauty and compassion, he was able to raise millions and millions of dollars over the years to be able to have these orphanages and schools and areas where poorer families could come and bring their children and be taken care of, and have hospitals as well for these poorer areas of India and Nepal. So he did this while he died. He transitioned at 92. So he did this all and was writing books during the whole time. So, the amount that he was able to accomplish in his lifetime is really stunning. And he would come here after this was built. He would come here before this was built in the summer. He would do a North American tour through Vancouver, through Colorado. He went to Maine. He went to California. He went to Hong Kong. He would visit as many of his own sanghas in the centers he had developed. So he was traveling a lot. And then in 2004, he sent Khenpo Jigme here to be the head monk, the head Khenpo of this center. And then 2013, he sent Khenpo Lobsang, who also has the most incredible background and resume you can imagine, entering the monastery at 9 and training for 20 years in memorizing monastic sutra and text. So we are so blessed with these teachers. It's, when you meet these teachers, they're so down to earth, they're so grounded. Trungpa Rinpoche was so loving, was so personal with every single person he met. You know, he made you feel like you were really special and you were his student and he loved you. And I had no idea who he was when I first met him. You know, the vast achievements he had accomplished in his lifetime. And he was already, of course, in his 80s when I met him, in his later 80s, actually. And I just always am amazed that I had a chance to meet him and spend a little bit of time with this incredible master. And it's because of him that this center exists, and it's because of him that we run it the way we do as a nonprofit, with all of our volunteers and our monastics understanding that, no, this is our service. If when someone wants to come here, let's find a way that they can be here. And we will continue with that vision of spreading love, really, compassion, service. It's somewhat about Tibetan Buddhism, but it's so much more than that. So I just really want to honor Trungpa Rinpoche because he's the reason we can all be here, as well as every single person in this room. And if it wasn't for all of us coming together, the Dharma wouldn't be spreading. We wouldn't be able to have these amazing events and beautiful opportunities to raise our consciousness, move into these higher realms, and be models for that, for this community and for everyone we meet. So, thank you for being here, and I want to just thank Trungpa Rinpoche, my dear beloved Guru. Mm. This last session, we really wanted to focus on honoring all of us and our teachers and on gratitude. There's so many people that help make events possible. Sharon, you were one of those amazing people, and my teacher also. You really were the one that started these particular events for your community and also Jennifer's community.
But Sharon,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I want to honor Sharon too, and just all of her pioneering teaching. No, really, through the years. She's really why a whole bunch of us are here, actually. With the Clear Light Sangha and all of her service and devotion and dedication and saying yes through these years.
I've said this many times, but we all have flourished.
Mm-hmm.
Coming together and saying yes and being open to, little different ways of understanding one's nature and exploring it together. And I've just been so profoundly touched with how there's just been this flourishing
Yeah.
Mm.
and the kindness of, the Kempers and yourself and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
what you've all been supporting.
Yeah.
It's really almost a miraculous thing. I kind of wonder how I can look at it sometimes and go, how did this
Right.
just happen?
Yeah. It seemed to have a life of its own. It just kind of unfolded in our laps, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the Kempos really have been encouraging women teachers. They're very progressive. They want to get out of that idea of the patriarchy of Tibetan Buddhism, Buddhism in general. So they are very grateful for Sharon and Jennifer. And we have actually quite a few women teachers that come here and we host their retreats, and they're very supportive. This lineage, Trungpa Rinpoche himself was very supportive of having it more balanced, to really have women be able to lead in the lineage as much as men. And of course, I want to thank Jennifer for being here, coming all the way from Oregon, flying down. into Albuquerque, driving here. I mean, it's a trip to go. When you live in Crestone, to get anywhere, it's like, it's always a travel day. You can't just go somewhere and be there. It's got to be, you got to plan it all out, and it's going to be the whole day spent getting there. And we now have Alamosa Airport, makes it a little bit easier. But we do understand what it takes to get down here. And some people tell us, they say, it's too hard for me to get to Crestone. It's like, how do I get there? Most people that call us really want to come, and they're like, well, how do I get there? You guys are so remote. So I just want to really acknowledge, Jennifer, your amazing skills as a teacher. We have so much fun together, which is wonderful. I think that's so necessary to really enjoy the time that we have with each other, and we really do. And just thank you for being here, for making the trip, and the Kempos also really appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, dear Ronnie. I mean, we have so much fun.
Yeah.
We're Sangha sisters, and I learned so much from you, and I'm very humbled, really, and grateful, very, very profoundly grateful to be here. And I'm from Eastern Oregon, so traveling to Crestone is no big deal, because it takes what it takes to get here, it takes to get there, too. I mean, you've been there. Same sort of idea. It's like, where is it?
How do I get there?
So it's just an excuse to road trip, have fun. But I'm very, very beautiful collaboration. Enjoy it. I enjoy you. I really love you.
I love you too. Yeah.
And Karma Choying. You can't list the things. You can't really list all the things that you're grateful for with Karma Choying, because the list is so long. I'm being very sincere. I mean, and my green drinks every day, and I don't know, just your shining face and aura is just so inspirational without you even doing any of that. I've always seen that in you, even when you were young Stephen. So I really enjoyed our time together. Thank you so much for everything.
So we could name every single person in this room.
Exactly.
Shayla, it is so wonderful to have you. Have beautiful presence. Shayla comes and there's sometimes that we have to turn over the center in like one day. Like everyone leaves and then a whole new group comes in the next day. And Shayla has always just been here to jump in and do whatever it takes to get us ready. Thank you. You're amazing. I love you. This is your home. Come whenever you want. And that's true for everyone here. Chris Posley is up on the balcony. Chris, sometimes I'm just walking down the hall and he's here. I didn't even know he was coming. And I love that he is just part of the family, like we all are. So, we really want to be a family here. Anna Louise, again, Anna Louise comes, does breakfast, gets up at, I don't know what time you get up, 5:30 in the morning, whatever it is, and then makes breakfast for 25 people. And does it with beautiful presence, in just a beautiful state of service, with love and care. And it is, again, such an honor to have people here that care, that really are here caring about other people, and it's so noticeable. It's so obvious, and we get so many people that give us feedback about the kitchen. A lot of people are very grateful that they can come here and not have to figure out food. They're served food and they can just practice. So thank you. You're wonderful. Scott, you're amazing. Scott's going to come and be with us for the month of June. We're so excited. Yeah. It's time.
I know.
we're grateful to have you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Scott always comes bearing gifts, and it's just completely amazing. And we're so thankful for
I know,
that.
it's really fun to get the goodie bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never sure what's going to be in it, but I'm always really hoping the fisherman's friends are going to be in there, and it is. Yeah, I got a new bag. I'm like, making littler and littler pieces with the one you brought me last time. It is, yeah.
And thank you to the residents that live here and come to these events. Angela, David, Carmen Choi. It's so wonderful having people live here, having residents. We get to know each other on all kinds of levels, and it's amazing. And it's so wonderful to have people that live here that can support each other. Mm-hmm. Because there is a little bit of a fire. You're kind of in the fire when you're living in a monastery. You're living with other people. Some people you wouldn't have chosen to live with. And you're living with people that, maybe you'll get along with them. Eventually you will love them. Right? Changu Rinpoche loves all of us. And I would think, okay, this person, I know Changu Rinpoche loves this person. So I have to work at loving this person. Even if it's not my initial. I love everyone, but sometimes there's some people are more challenging than others. It's just how life is. I'm sure I'm challenging for some people. So, Angela, it's just wonderful. And thank you so much for coming to everything. You come to everything. It's just amazing. Such a support. She's been such an integral part of the growth of Vajra Vidya and the growth of Nama Buddha. You lived in Nepal. You introduced how to print things on the printer for them or something like that. Yeah. So very close student of Changu Rinpoche's. Yeah, so thank you. And Paul and Alex. We can name everyone again in this room.
We could go through it for
Everyone's part of the community.
Absolutely. It doesn't work without every piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so thank you to everyone
the Zoom
that's here.
People.
Oh, of course.
I was able to Zoom Sharon's March retreat. That was the first time I had really ever Zoomed with a retreat, and I loved every minute of it. And so I was just so happy to see that you all were there for every session, and we could really feel your presence. And it's a different experience, but still very powerful, I found. Mm-hmm. I don't know what worked for you guys, but yeah.
So thank you. And we finally got the Zoom worked out. Nobody asked for their money back. This retreat. The Zoom didn't work. I want my money back. And I feel really bad when that happens. It's frustrating to be on the Zoom and it's not working. You have scheduled your day, your whole weekend to be with us, and then there's glitches. So I think we've got that figured out, and it's really wonderful. We're really happy about that. Yeah.
Do you want to open it up?
Yeah, let's. So we want to open it up. We will pass the mic around, or you can come up here. If there's anyone you want to show appreciation to, or just speak anything that you'd like about your journey, or this retreat, or any aspect of yourself that we'd love to hear. Anything, we love to hear people share. So we're going to open it up for that.
And I really understand if you decide to stay quiet too. Like at Sharon's retreats, I love the gratitude circle, and I rarely speak because it's so overwhelmingly full of love and gratitude that it's like I can't say anything to represent it. I love hearing from everybody, but I get it if you are just like,
I just would keep repeating and repeating and repeating the profound gratitude, of the two of you and Karma, this astounding shrine room that we get to be benefited from thousands of years of compassion and kindness and teaching for all of us to understand the natural state and to live from that. I also was really touched. I'd had a conversation with Khenpo Lobsang, which of course you share, and his vision is not only women teachers, but to bring the different traditions together in a place that we all meet. And I was just watching that unfold with this retreat and the two of you. I just thought, we don't know the force that moves us to the degree and profoundness that it moves us. And that was just in motion, that vision that Trungpa Rinpoche and Khenpo Lobsang both carry. And I'm sure you didn't sit down and go, well, let's just bring that together in, those two currents. And, you don't even think about it. It just comes through you. And then it happens. My own experience, something really quite profound took place. And I was sharing with Ani Lodro just the almost, I called it a calling. And I didn't know what it meant. And, you become quite used to that. You don't really need to know that. But something just rose up and is, and somehow, and I want to be really careful about this language, because Christians kind of known for the missions. People come here with a mission. So I don't want to say that really, because I think it often, it means well, but it often belongs to the ego. But here, it was like a vision and just a unfolding of the life work here. And I don't diminish that, of this life was driven towards recognition and the unfolding of that. And then it wants to serve others in the recognition and the unfolding. It's a natural movement. It's not special. But something quite precise and specific was realized. And so that will just have to unfold. But I'm so grateful. And so grateful for the Sangha. It's such a beautiful, wonderful Sangha. Many I've sit with for a long, long time. And I always think we've grown up together, as a community. So I'm so grateful. And all the people that I don't know, and yet I just felt this incredible heart and openness and truly being the interconnected that we all are, living it, being present as it. What's better than that, right? So anyway, thank you.
So my sister Stacy is in Florida, and Zoom is like a huge lifeline. It's made such a huge difference. And I know, is David here? David Daniels, I think? Yeah. Really helped with the internet, and it's made a huge difference. We talk about it all the time, so I'm just super grateful. Yay. I'm super grateful for David for a bunch of reasons, but it's really opened up a lot, and she's tuned in, and just I want to thank all the holy beings in and out of bodies here. I'm super, super grateful.
Thanks for your emotion, Scott. I want to share my gratitude just for you two holding the space, and also Sharon, I don't know you either, but that the teacher is here supporting, and Sangha is this whole Sangha that I don't even know. So this is great. Feels very aligned. I did want to just come a little bit into a little bit of personal. It's just, for me, I've been experiencing a lot of health issues, more so like 3-4 years ago, and more so like recovery over the last couple years. So Dharma practice has been very limited during those years. It's been mostly recovery and healing. So this is actually my first full in-person retreat that I've done in like 5 years, and it just feels so good. I'm back in the saddle. Can't keep me away from this place. Kempo said it was good. So I'm just really happy to be here, and really grateful that the space is here. Really grateful for the teachings that continue to come through the generations, and continue to make an impact in my day-to-day in a very practical and real way. So yeah, thank you.
Hello. It feels so good to be here. It's been a couple years, I guess. I don't think that was intentional, but I live in Crestone, but I've been kind of a fringe dweller. I kind of come in and out, sometimes in the kitchen, sometimes up in the balcony, and always sort of feeling that I don't quite belong anywhere. And with both of you teaching, it's kind of like both sides of both hemispheres of my brain got to be here together. You know, just kind of offering kind of this wild child intuitive Kundalini, like if I shake, I'm not going to get evicted, or and then just this need for structure and understanding, you know, of a path and a way. And I noticed during this time that, ironically, something was happening that was letting me be more and more myself. And as I could be more and more myself, that self being able to settle more into the background and not having to assert itself or hide itself, you know, so much. So at any rate, I feel like this is kind of a new beginning. I don't exactly know what's going on, but I'm grateful to be here.
I noticed a bunch of emotion coming up, so it's just my sign to grab the mic. I realized when people were talking, I had the impulse to check my journal. I realized exactly a year ago was the day that I got here.
Wow.
It was 2 days into your last retreat, because I woke up with food poisoning and missed the start of it, and it was the start of, you know, a collapse of my life. Mm-hmm. And I think the emotion there's a sort of gratitude that I don't know how to express, and just in having this place to land in. Mm-hmm. and to fall apart in. Um, I never would have imagined that I'd be living here. My life is so different than where I thought it would be, and it's so much better. You know, I was looking in my journal entry for that day, and it was, for a bit of context, Ani and Jennifer had a retreat last year, and I was in an 8-year relationship, and we were starting, long story, but we took a month of separation, and the first day of the retreat was going to be the start of that separation, and I woke up that day with food poisoning for the first time in my life, and so I was ostensibly saying bye to my partner of 8 years, and my house and my cat, and I was, my partner had a flight so he had to catch, so I was saying bye to her, and I was supposed to be driving down to Crestone, and it was the most physical pain I've ever experienced. So I was in just a tremendous amount of physical and emotional pain. And what I wrote about that day was just that all I could notice was the joy in it. My life had been so contrived for so long, and there's something that you've spoken to, both of you have spoken to, this innate joy that's real. And it's changed my life being here. So I know most of you, and those I don't, welcome. But it's, just tremendous gratitude, and for the lineage, and for Chongu. So, thank you all.
I got pulled in here inadvertently. I started coming to Sharon's retreats when she started coming here, and then last year one of the monks here, Bodhi, asked me if I'd start a vegetable herb garden, and so Baxter and I did that, and that led to me coming here maybe once a week for practice, and that progressed to 2-3 times a week for practice. And I don't know why I'm getting pulled in. I still don't know. But I don't want to miss Khenpo Lobsang's teachings. Sometimes he'll teach after at the end of a practice in the morning, and sometimes he won't, but I don't want to miss those teachings, and somehow I'm just keep getting pulled in here, and I still don't know why. I mean, I spent my whole life as a beach person. Here I am in 1,180 miles inland, and and just I'm so grateful for everybody in the Sangha, those I know and those I don't know, and Ani and Jennifer and Sharon, my teachers. Just grateful to everybody. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm kind of like David. I find myself tears running down my face quite often during just at odd moments. And I know it's because there's a recognition of the truth. And there's a joy in that. So anyway, thank you all for being so supportive in so many ways. And I love working in the kitchen. That's a real joy with Alex and Connie and everybody else. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
And anybody wants to
Yeah.
Anybody wants to help in the garden, we're going to need a lot of help this year. It's going to be a good one. So anybody who wants to help, Baxter and I will certainly welcome it. And thank you, Chris, for helping us.
Just so completely in awe. I don't know if I can even speak up, but it's just, I'm so full. I'm just brimming over. And so I can't even believe that all of you have showed up in this life. And yeah, gratitude doesn't touch it, not at all. Thank you so much for supporting this bumpy ride. It feels like a lot of years of dark night. And I'm really grateful to sense the joy coming online. Thank you so much.
Good. Good.
Yeah, people on Zoom, please feel free to unmute if you'd like.
I've been really blessed with my friend from La Grande, Oregon. So, Jen, right on. Totally. We recognized each other immediately. Mm-hmm. Two Aquarian sisters. Mm-hmm. Dingbat. Speaking for myself.
I walked up to her on the street because here's this person who does not look like she belongs in La Grande, Oregon. And I said, "Hi, I'm Jennifer." And she said, "I just came back from Tucson, Arizona, and I have gems in my dragon's lair. Do you want to come see them?" And I said, "Yes, I do."
Did I really say that?
That's how we met.
That's the kind of thing I do say, isn't it?
By the way, everyone, it's 7 o'clock this morning. You know, you were going to switch rooms with me, and I said I wanted room number 7. Looking out my window, the white clouds turned into rainbows this morning. Yeah, and I watched, and at one point, the dragon completely had the eye. Did you see the eye one? Oh my gosh. Anyway, what a gift. What a gift this place is. I always said, I think I said it to Sharon and Jen and Nate at dinner the first night, that enlightenment has been my hobby. But being here has really kicked it into high. And I thank you so much for having this place here. And Chris, we talked on the phone. She's so bubbly, and she says, "I'll just drive all of this way to get you because you're my Sangha sister." And I'm going, what? I didn't even know what that was, but I do now. So thank you. And I've always been a bit of a loner, so this is pretty nice. It's pretty nice, and I'm just mind blown. My eyes have been crying with laughter in the middle of the night, and I always thought, oh my gosh, crying is so much like laughing because there's tears and your diaphragm's involved, and I had to stop myself. I thought somebody's going to come in and check on me.
right? And again this morning with the dragon out there, the rainbow dragons, 3 of them. Maybe there was 4. I held up 4 hands, 4 fingers. But anyway, this has been so wonderful, and I know I'll be back. Thank you.
Yeah, go for it, Stacy.
It's just so really great to see your faces. I wish I could be here in person, but I'm so grateful for the Zoom. So thank you so much for this. Like Scott said, it really does keep me connected, really connected. I look forward to our Wednesday sauna because it's so helpful to me in the middle of everything in life. Like it really connects me. And on even my female has gone boundaries, and I've been doing that, and it's just really helpful to have boundaries for me and I'm really grateful for it. And Carmen Cooking, congratulations. And I'm so grateful for you, David Daniels. Thank you for the internet help. And always grateful for you, Scotty. Don't call him that, just like it. But I'm family, so I didn't get on that. But Scotty, I'm so grateful for you getting me on this path and introducing me to really beautiful teachers. And, I'm so grateful, Connie, Jen, Sharon, and I appreciated the swing around of the camera to see familiar faces, and I just can't wait to see you all again in person. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Stacy.
Love you.
Whew. It's been 4 days of a lot of tears of joy. Just keep coming. So much love and gratitude, and I've just been watching. It's like for existence, and then for all the expressions, the cosmos, down to this earth, and then to this place, and then to you 2 amazingly beautiful teachers, and then to my other most wonderful friend and teacher. But what really touches me even more deeply is how wonderful this Sangha is. And it just feels like home. This place, these people, it just feels like home. So thank you one and all for being home.
Well, this is my second retreat in this beautiful place with all these beautiful people, and the teachings have just been profound and have just lit me up. And there's just nothing, just not one word I can capture at all. But I look forward to spending more time here. And I'm so grateful for you, Sharon. You're my first experience here. And it was a beautiful time, and for both of you to meet you. And I look forward to getting to know everybody better. And there's just, the first day I was here at Sharon's retreat, I was just overwhelmed with I've never felt this much love in one place, in one time, with so many beautiful beings. And so thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
I just feel so lucky to be able to be here with these amazing people. I feel like there's not much to say for me other than just this feeling of like, wow, lucky life. Lucky life to have this, and the great fortune to be a part of this lineage and to receive these teachings. And to be doing this for something much bigger. I think I was thinking about this morning how, like, when we can see all of the over the news, like anger or hatred, and how that reverberates. And likewise, the love that we bring, and the compassion, and the togetherness, harmony, forgiveness, that reverberates too. So, what an amazing place to be, and this makes this life so meaningful. Yeah. Lucky life.
Lucky life.
Yeah.
Lucky life. Lucky life. How much time do we have? Do we need to check the time? Okay.
Anyone else? Lucky life. Yeah, we gotta
Lucky
make this.
life and so much love in one place. I like that. I want that on my bumper sticker. You said so much love in one place.
Sure. You want to explain?
Yeah. Here. Grab a kata.
Okay.
Demonstration time. So we have katas back here, and a kata is just one of these stars. And then, as part of the ceremony, we'll come up to Jennifer first. Thank you, gratitude. And then if I wish, I could put a gift here. Here, money. And that's it. So, yeah. I can help you with that. Yeah, for the kitchen stuff.
Mm.
There's a little basket back there for kitchen stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, if we want to, we usually do a line, and we just kind of go in a circle around the shrine. The kata ceremony is very traditional Tibetan Buddhist. When we were packing for Nepal, we we packed like 20, and then we got there, and Khenpo Jigme made us buy another 40. Because everyone you meet, it's just such an honorary, it's a beautiful feeling to give a kata and make that connection with so many of the monks and the lamas. So we were just constantly having a kata in hand, in case we saw a lama that we wanted to make a connection with. And it was just a really beautiful, it's ceremonial, but it's also just can be a very casual thing also. We're just honoring those that are holding the lineage, which is all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
It's my first time with this thing, ceremony, and I thought it was maybe like communion or something, I had to ask, is this okay, for me to Karma Chogyam was like, well, yes, we're a Tibetan monastery. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. Okay.
Yeah.